Are we trying this once again? Technical difficulties. I can't explain why, but it did. So I had to restart it, get recalibrated. All right, we're live. Sometimes technology does act up a little bit, but it's okay. You get back on track and you keep the production going. Things happen. But as we're figuring this out during this sneak peek time, I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Now, Mona, thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you very kindly. Let's move this down a little bit so it's not on the shot. Super Bowl 58. Were you not entertained? It was kind of boring for a minute. You know, sometimes you see a defensive struggle and you wonder, is this how it's going to be the entire game? Of course, they started having some glimpses of having offensive firepower. Glimpses. Chiefs win 25-22. I don't think anyone had that score. If they did, great. But I had it 34-31 Niners. And oh, was I wrong. And I'm okay with that. Because as I saw the game unfold, I started thinking, millions of memories. Like the NBA player said, yeah, you can upset the favorite, but you better upset them by a lot. Because if it's close, the shield will get what it wants. Usher at the halftime show, I think he did that. I hear a lot of people complaining about the halftime show not being A1. I think it was top notch. If you didn't like that, then you probably aren't an Usher fan or a person who enjoys a variety, an attempt, or production value at all. Sweet Brother Noomsy is in the house. In the Time Is Now podcast, check him out. I believe they record on Wednesdays. I believe they record on, they broadcast on Thursday morning. I would love to join Sweet Brother Noomsy, but they record and I'm not ready. Mike Staff said he had it 27-17 Chiefs. He had the right winner, but nobody had 25-22. I don't think. Mike Staff liked Usher at halftime. Jermaine Dupri, though, yeah, I don't know about that outfit. He looked like Stymie or somebody on there. Like they gave him something to wear and he didn't even really approve it. He just put it on in the dark. Came out there looking like Buckwheat, Stymie, and Farina all mixed up. Dressed up like a Oompa Loompa. Broadcast Thursday a.m., 7 a.m. Check them out. All right, man. So the game itself. All right, so there's some keys to the game. Let me just jump in since I had a little technical difficulties at the beginning of the show. Let me get it in so I don't run out of time. I must stop at the 3 minutes before the hour. Let me be on time. Let me get back on track real quick. Real snazzy. My first drive of the game, CMC fumbles. Does CMC ever fumble? Very big play. Momentum play because the Niners were driving. And remember, Brock Purdy is a momentum volume player. Things start going wrong, interception or not, things start falling apart and he starts to look like himself, which is, you know, a pretty good quarterback. But he's going against number 15, who has now, I believe, taken the spot right next to Tom Brady and Joe Montana. 1A, 1B, and 1C. And he's not done. That's what the crazy part is. So Tom Brady's 7 championships is not safe. If this man has 3 in his first 6 years, No telling, he might get 8. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. The muffed punt was a huge play. Peter is the call. Get away from the ball. Ball hits your foot, which causes your teammate McLeod Ray from the hood to have to catch a ball in traffic, and he muffs it. Thanks to gunner Darrell Luter Jr. for touching the ball. Big play. So the Niners were making mistakes. The next drive, Purdy to Jennings, touchdown, and then the extra point was so low that it got blocked. Interesting stuff. Sweet brother Noomsy said I was close with 27, was right on point, but it wasn't 27, it was 25. So what, you want a cookie for getting close? If you go over, no victory. You got to get the closest without going over, like The Price is Right. Brock Purdy got respect from me. I think he got everybody's respect. They made it to the Super Bowl. Purdy failure to throw a pick cost me a parlay. His failure to throw one? That's terrible, man. Big Rube, there is no YouTube? Let me see. Let me take a look. It's live on, I believe it's live. Refresh. It should be live. Oh, that's not live. Let's go to the page. Let's refresh my YouTube. Go back. If you're on Facebook, please share, comment. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. Hit the like button. My channel. I'm live on there. It looks like it's crashed on there. Oh no, it's live. It's just yeah, Maestro 124. Yeah, it's coming through. It's just you, Rubio. Go ahead and hit the refresh button. Refresh. That parlay, man, it gets serious. If you got all these different bets going on and one goes wrong, money gone. Maestro, the CMC fumble and then the punt return fumble cost San Francisco the game. Yeah, cuz big plays in big games. It's a game of inches. It really is a game of inches. But why was the extra point so low? Start chalking up your conspiracy theory nuggets. Again, it is very difficult to rig a football game. However, if you let it be close, there will be no holding calls. Twitter stream is up. Appreciate you. We good on YouTube. Appreciate you. AC2 at San Jose. We on. We won. The basketball team won. Good googly moogly. San Jose basketball team won. I told young AC to sit by the team down there by the bench. He might get put in the game if the team was that bad. They need some rebound help. So that was the key. And then Chris Jones not getting blocked. Let me see. I have a picture of this show. A picture of this play. I'm not sure what this young man was doing, but I know blocking assignments vary based on the rush. But that's Chris Jones, one of the most dominant D tackles in the league, one of the most clutch players in the postseason in the past 5 seasons. And they leave him unblocked on a play where Jennings and Ayuk are butt naked wide open. But Purdy has no time because for some odd reason, the Shanahan offense is leaving Chris Jones untouched. I don't know, man. And then the Shanahan choking memes come about. Rube said no offensive holding for 3 games for the Chiefs. Come on, man. You could call holding on every play. But they do have meetings before the game. What we're not doing today is this. We're officiating Shaquille O'Neal. We're not calling foul on common fouls. He's too big and strong. I don't know what the conversation was, but the Chiefs must be the most disciplined team in the league because they have not had a holding call in months. Kyle Shanahan blew a 25-point lead in Super Bowl 51. Blew a 10-point lead in Super Bowl 54. Blows another 10-point lead in Super Bowl 58. It's time to call Shanahan and the 49ers exactly what they are. The biggest choke artists in the NFL history. I don't know about that. This is looking a lot like the Buffalo Bills of the 90s. Cuzzo said, must have missed the slide call. Must have missed it. The right tackle and the right guard were not communicating because when the safety blitzes, that changes the count. You got two people coming from the same gap. You cannot let that gap, especially when there's a tight end outside. If you take a look at the play again, let's throw that up there one more time. Chris Jones unblocked. So you got, so is that the center, the guard, and the right tackle? So they must have had their defensive end in a 9 technique, which would cause their right guard to leave the A gap. But you can't leave Chris Jones. Like, there has to be some common sense adjustment. You cannot leave that guy unblocked. The Queen is here. The Queen is here. Elaine, thanks for joining me tonight from Waco, Texas. Everybody slid left except for the right tackle. So it had to be his miss. What cost him the championship, because that, even with all the mistakes they made, they still had a chance. Biggest play to me was the 4th down call by Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, 4th and 1. You motion. You use Kelsey as a decoy. You fake to Pacheco. And the 4th and 1 keeper might have been the key call of the game, because that was the game. Start thinking about what if the Super Bowl ends on this play right here? Too much could happen. Bad snap, drop pass, fumble snap and handoff if they hand it off to Pacheco, who runs so wild, he looks like he's going to fumble every single play. Rodney Sauce in here. AC2 said they said it was a missed assignment. Oh, I bet. They had to say it was a missed assignment. Speaking of missed assignments, all right, so I'm not sure how you guys feel about it. But Travis Kelce went pretty hard in the paint on his coach. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but Andy Reid is one noble steed. He is one kind, understanding, heartfelt. I mean, he just understands the situation. I just started thinking, what if that was Bill Belichick? What if that was Bill Parcells? What if that was Tom Coughlin? What if that was any coach that does not play that? It goes back to the overlying theme. How much of this the NFL wanted to happen? You figure new overtime rules. They got to overtime. You got the biggest pop star in the world in the booth. Her team won. A lot of things happened because that's how the Shield wanted to happen. Rodney Sauce, your first team All-Pro tight end has to have more than 2 catches for 4 yards. That's the game. First half, the Niners had Fred Warner on Travis Kelce one-on-one. I believe he had help on top. So it was a great game planning, but that never stopped the Chiefs before. They still force feed Travis Kelce. George Kittle was a non-factor for the 49ers. That was game planning. I believe they didn't do a good job getting him involved in the offense. But the rage that Travis Kelce showed towards his coach was kind of frightening. I believe the Swifties weren't very happy about it because they said if he ever got that mad at Taylor, we're gonna riot and take over his house, and it's not gonna be nice. Rube said, "Bad look to the youth of football. People get mossed nowadays, so it's being Kelsey'd the next thing when a young player bumps and yells at the head coach. If it happens on the youth level, even the high school level, that player would have to transfer. That player would have to leave teams because no self-respecting young man, middle-aged man, old man is taking that. Take it from a coach who loses it sometime. Not going down like that, man. Not going down like that." Cuz said, "Like to see Kelsey try that with Mike Tomlin." Oh yeah, you be traded the next day. You'd be traded at halftime. But this one was a big phone call from above. We got Taylor Swift up in the booth with Ice Spice doing summoning. She's summoning the demons as every time Taylor Swift took a drink, she started doing her hand signals and pulling up her upwards, upside down cross or whatever he was doing. I'm like, what is going on up there? Oh, they have a song together. Okay, yeah. Michelle in the house was not cool at all. Ronnie Saw said it would be a bigger issue if they lost. Oh yeah, they'll blow that thing out of proportion. That would be the reason why they lost. Kelsey and Reed were at odds. They could not get on the same page, and Mahomes had to break it up. Terrible example that said future Hall of Fame. He'd be fried if they lost. But Reed, being the big teddy bear that he is, of course, gave him a pass at the press conference, just saying, yeah, he was just telling me that he can get it done. Queen Elaine said it was foul for that, but they will say he is passionate. Yeah, they'll say it's passion and all that good jazz. But the halftime show, did you like it? I loved it. For 13 minutes, you have to do a little bit of everything. And you're not going to make everybody happy. You didn't make Swiss Beats happy. Usher did not disappoint. This one made me laugh. The man brought out 7 celebrities, danced, skated, strippers on poles, HBCU band playing, and played all his hits in 13 minutes. What do y'all want him to do? A resurrection? Yeah, he did that thing. And when he scooped up Alicia Keys, it made everybody uncomfortable. Especially Swiss Beats. I'm sure that was not part of the rehearsal. And she smiled because that was not part of the rehearsal. And he said, I had to read the room. I had to do it. I had to scoop her up. Taylor Swift had 54 seconds of TV time, which allowed the NFL to make up every dollar they lost during COVID. Think about it. I'm not saying it's rigged, but very convenient that things happened the way they did. Michelle said that was not passion, it was disrespect. It was a roid rage because you know the camera's on you. Why would you do that? Why would you bump into your coach like that? If you bump a referee like that, you're out the game. Michelle said Usher was awesome. Lane said, I liked it, but the sound was suspect. They had a lot of movement going on, and I know how hard it is to have sound. Dancing, singing, mic placement, all that stuff has to play a part. HER guitar solo. She did that. That was Prince-like. AC2 said, AJ Brown said, if that was me, I'd be out of the league. AJ Brown, having the reputation that he has as a diva, does that to Nick Sirianni. I think they'll be fighting. I think Nick Sirianni would fight him on the sideline. I think they would really have to break him apart. But Andy Reid, being the old grandpa, a lot less quick to fight. Rodney Saw said performance was great. Sound and video quality were terrible. I don't know if they had the shot list. The shot list might have been a little bit off. They didn't have the shot list. We missed a lot of the. We did see a lot of the transitions, but we did miss some of the moves. Kelsey's called passionate. Antonio Brown is called crazy. The NFL double standard. Oh, we know what that is. We know exactly how that is. Hey, my 4-year-old was dancing. He loved it. There you go. That's the measuring stick. The 4-year-old loved it. That's all you need to know. People loved it who didn't even know who was up there dancing. All I know is we need to check on our boy Swiss Beach to make sure he's good. Shanahan did not prepare his team for overtime. Apparently, the Niners players did not know that it was another game. 4 more quarters. That changes things. It changes whether you get the ball first. Because wouldn't you rather make the Chiefs go first so you'll know what you have to get? If you get a field goal on your possession, of course the Chiefs are going to score a touchdown and win. So you pull a Deion Sanders and say, I want the ball to put the pressure on them. When the pressure is not on Patrick Mahomes, like the first quarter, they're a little bit less aggressive. But when they know the pressure is on and their back's against the wall, they drive down and get what they got to get. Even with an illegal man downfield on that touchdown. But they weren't going to call that. Rodney Sauce knows they can't call that. Speaking of halftime, what was Jermaine Dupri wearing? He was wearing a buckwheat outfit, man. That was a Little House on the Prairie outfit. Yeah, people was having a blast during Usher. Good for him. Yeah, I didn't like it. Yeah. AC2 said Lions would have won the Super Bowl. Dan Campbell goes for everything. He goes for everything he should. And those field goals that they went for earlier, 16-13, 16-16, 19-19, overtime. See how this works, Dan Campbell? The NFL needs to suck it up and just use the same overtime rules as college. The college overtime rules are simply more sensical and fair. Yeah, that was weird. A whole nother game? That was weird. Ruffle socks, a no-go. Buckwheat, Otay. It was not good. All right, well, the Super Bowl itself, I believe, got better as the game went on. We were worried for a while. I was worried for a while. Wasn't sure they were going to put some points up. But yeah, the Super Bowl commercials, I don't have time to do all 10, but I will say the Born to Play commercial with the kid from Ghana was my favorite commercial. He was dreaming about being a player, and then they have NFL camps in Ghana. That was a pretty good spot. The Messi Michelob Ultra commercial where he's playing soccer on the beach and Ted Lasso and Dan Marino's on the boat and throws the ball back. I like that one a little bit. And then the Dominita Doritos with the old lady mob bosses was pretty cool. The Dunkin' Donuts Ben Affleck with Tom Brady and J-Lo and Fat Joe commercial was pretty cool. Nothing really jumped off the page, but they were all, you all had the Verizon break the net Beyonce commercial where she's trying to outdo Cat Williams breaking the internet. The Skechers of Mr. T, I don't know about that one. The Mountain Dew Blast with Aubrey Plaza, it was okay. The Dragons at the end of that commercial was pretty cool. The Bet MGM Not Tom Brady one was pretty funny. State Farm with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger was okay. And your FanDuel Gronk had, rest in peace, Carl Weathers made the commercial spot. So a lot of spots. Quickly about my Media Row experience. I appreciate you guys for tuning in, for commenting, for liking the post. It was a great experience except for the big timing. I got a list of guys that I got big time. I got a list of all the guys I interviewed. And I have a list of guys who big time me. Here's my list of big times. Antonio Pierce, you're on the clock. D-Jack, Long Beach Poly's finest, you're on the clock. Rolly Romero, we said we're trying to fight men's mental health, preventing suicide at NGBN TV. You are on the clock, Rolly. Cameron Lynch, Aprella Jenkins' cousin. Former Ram stood me up. You're on the clock, my man. Spice Adams. Come on, man. We go way back. Like stocking caps and waves. You stood me up. Said I'll be right there and came by and walked by twice. Kyle Turley, my former teammate. We were rookies together. Came by our booth twice. Yes, I'm scarred. However, my good buddy Jonathan Ogden came through like a champ. Hall of Famer, best left tackle to ever do it. Ravens first pick ever. And probably the best #1 pick overall ever, Jonathan Ogden. Emmitt Smith, big time me. Come on, Emmitt. It was fun, though. I had a good time. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good information. Overlying theme, no isolation. Be active. Take care of your body. Talk to people. See the glass half full. All these good little nuggets to keep your mind right and not to go into depression. So you don't get to that point where that trigger can be triggered and you do the unthinkable. So it was a good experience. Media Row next year in New Orleans. I got a plan and I'm going to get the best interviews. I already know it. Let's see. I believe AC2 said that's what got the Lions that far, though, going forward. Yeah, you got to do what you do, but sometimes you got to be smarter. Ronnie Saw said Shanahan said that they went over overtime in practice. Well, apparently not. The Queen said, I only watched halftime. You didn't watch? You didn't watch? Big time. Yes, sir. Big Daddy O came through. So Nick Bosa is blaming Steve Wilkes for the loss, insinuating that the defense wasn't prepared. Whatever. You were in a 9 technique, which kept Mahomes in the pocket for most of the game. That last play, where was the 9 technique? Mahomes got out the pocket, easily dumped the ball off. Touchdown. Game time. Sherwin Amos in the house. From the Dolphins to the Lakers. Not mad at you. Hey, Super Bowl 58. The season in general. Even though my Eagles stunk it up, it was a good year. We'll be right back after these messages from NGBN.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
All right, we're back. Sure agrees. It was a great year. It was a great year. Can't complain for the most part. There's no need. That's going to be my mental rep today. Why complain? Why do it? Rubio wants to know, we had some epic interviews, but which one was your favorite on Media Row at Super Bowl? I would say Miles Killebrew. We chopped it up. Both of us, had some stories to tell about special teams, and he had some good insight for, how things aren't going the way you want them to go in your career. And you have to pivot and adjust and make the best of it and lift up others. He said he lifts up others so they can help him when things aren't going great. So I think he has some great advice. As a 9-year NFL vet and not getting very much playing time in his position, he became an all-pro special teams player, which is probably a great story when it's all said and done. Sherwin said, I think the OT rule is fair. You just got to know what it is. AC2 said, if your ends don't drop back on that play, it's a touchdown every time. Too much leakage on the boundary side, not enough bodies to cover that extra receiver leaking out. They ran the same play versus the Eagles. If you don't have disciplined eyes, there's no way you're going to play a whip route. There's just no way. You're going to get outflanked, and it's going to be a lot of room just to toss the ball. And that's what happened. All right, y'all, it's 4's up. UCLA Listen to the fans. We wanted Deshaun Foster, Tony White, or Deontay Lynn. We got Deshaun Foster, former UCLA great. He's in the Hall of Fame of UCLA athletics. He just left for the Raiders and he came right back. And he is now at the helm. And of course, the naysayers are saying no head coaching experience. But guess who didn't have a head coaching experience before he got the UCLA job? Became UCLA's all-time winningest coach, all-time most successful coach. That's right, TD, rest in peace, Waterhead, was a first-time head coach and became pretty good. So I would like to hope that we give Deshaun Foster the same cushion. We've gotten a bunch of emails to support. And as you can see, I'm back, baby. Us UCLA fans are back. We are excited. The kids were excited. Just taking a look at this.
Take a look right here in orange. Take a look right here in orange.
These are the current and former players that showed up to the press conference today to support. I mean, I can't name them all, but I can recognize a few people. I see Skip Hicks in there. I see Brendan Amadejo in there. I see Anthony Barr in there. I see Danny Farmer in there. Rodney Lee, Wayne Cook, Cassius Marsh. I see a lot of the greats in there. Jolie Oliver's in there, along with the new head coach, Deshaun Foster. So the support, the enthusiasm when our AD Jamond introduced him as we were looking for someone who wants to be a Bruin. Well, we got a Bruin, and he came out, and it's special, man. I think we got something here. And going into the Big Ten, we got a little cushion. We didn't get the recruits that we wanted. It was probably why Chip Kelly left, because he knows that he's in over his head. But when you have enthusiasm and kids that can play, it's not like UCLA has a bunch of slouches. They got some guys that can play at any Division I program in America. It was just when the kids no longer believe in the mission, they don't play as well as they did in high school. So I think we got something here. I hope they give him 3 to 5 years to get it going. I believe this year we'll have some exciting games. It's going to be tough because, again, the recruiting process is what it's all about in college. And he did not get a chance to recruit this class. Recruiting is over. So all he was able to get is what Chip Kelly was able to get. The good thing about the portal is there's another window. This last class of portal kids can't check into school. As I was reading the article by Tony Siracusa, the last word on sports, the window to check in and be eligible for spring ball has passed. So all they can do is get kids in for fall camp and hope for the best. You don't get to acclimate a kid to your culture in that short amount of time. However, you can get somebody in your program. And Deshaun Foster, being the recruiter that he is, the somewhat youngster that he is, but he is a very astute former player, and he's been paying dues. So I think it's a great move. What y'all think? Say SG Trilogy in here. Rodney Saw said he will do well. Plug One in the house. What's up, brother? OG Raheem, is Foster a good hire? I don't know what qualifies him. I think I just said what qualifies him. He's a Bruin. He's been in the program for 7 years. He knows the culture that he needs to implement. The culture that was there previously is not what he's going to implement. He has already reached out personally to us. I believe you will see a lot more alumni come back. You'll see a lot more participation at spring ball, at practice. You'll see a lot more guys on the sideline where alumni can see that there's buy-in. I think that whole thing has been lost with these outsiders coming in to coach. You bring home a homegrown guy, you'll see a lot more faces that you recognize. Plug One said, good times in Westwood. Yes, sir. UCLA, 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 says Big Sherwin. Michelle loves it. She could not stand Chip Kelly, and I understand it. He's been destroying teams everywhere he goes. He's going to destroy Ohio State, but he has no say-so. All he's going to do is call plays, which is probably what he's very, very much the best skill set he has. Rubio said Tony White as a DC seems like an obvious move. That's a tough one because he could have very well been the head coach. And that's a little bit awkward when you work for a guy that you could have been the head man. That happened to me at Long Beach Poly as I was going for the head coaching job. And the head coach came in, no UCLA ties whatsoever, and asked me to be on his staff. And I said, you know what? At this point in my career, it was head coach or nothing. You know, I support you. I could come speak to the kids. I could be around, but I don't think I could coach because it would be too much, going on. There'd be too much of a conflict there. So I would love for Tony White to come back. I'm not sure where his head is at. You saw Aaron Ware in that picture. Aaron Ware, former Eagle, Loyola Cub, UCLA Bruin. Experience had nothing to do with anything. Foster been a leader. And head coach is not really what it used to be. It is now a person who knows NIL, a person who knows how to relate to kids and parents, and a person who knows how to speak to the media. He needs to hire 2 professional coordinators to get both sides of the ball on the same page and get that part going. His job is to be I wouldn't say politician. It's more of a principal of a school. I have to make sure everything is in line, make sure everybody knows my discipline and my standard, and let my coaches coach. He's the face of the program as it stands. Elaine said the excitement is there. Yeah, all you have to watch is the Twitter feed of when they introduced him and the players jumping out of their seats and going to congratulate him. That's all you needed to see. It was the right hire. He's got a lot to rebuild. Oh, most definitely. Chip tore us down to the last compound, which was not much. Chip didn't do much. She's excited. Skylar Brunson, what's up, my guy? It's all good. We come to LSU this year. If we come down to LSU, man, we got to go grab some crawfish. Bet. SG said, Julius Peppers tweeted out the following. Congratulations to one of my best homies, Deshaun Foster, 26, the new head coach of UCLA football. Put me on the staff, coach. Oh. We get Hall of Famer Julius Peppers on the staff. Recruiting. Let's do it. Anthony Barr even said they weren't made to feel welcome. No, they weren't. I mean, none of us alumni were made to feel. I mean, I didn't even meet the guy, and I went to like 5 practices. Never met the guy. He walked right past me. Hey, come to Louisiana for the LSU UCLA game. Yeah, that's what I just said. I wasn't down to the comment just yet. Chip didn't do anything. He hated it all. Yeah, I mean, you got a ticket waiting? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Rubio said head coaches need to be a recruiter, money wrangler, and be able to make big decisions on the field under pressure. And a recruiter. I think he might need to be a recruiter first and foremost. I agree with you. It's twice. Recruiter. Amen to that. Big Laura in the house. Players who love their coach give 100%. They run through a wall for you, coach. I woke up feeling cheesy, coach. Let me keep running through my list since I had a couple of minutes cut off from the top. This program is brought to us by All In CDL Training, the future of commercial driving. If you want to change your career, All In CDL Training is where it's at. 909-708-4861. allincdltraining.com. Get your, because Miguel Lara is probably the most successful truck driver I know. Yoked up like a wrestler, calls his shots, makes tons of money. If you want to know how it is, life on the road, hit up Miguel Lara. He knows exactly what I'm talking about. Get your Class A license today. It won't be today, but it'll be about 3 to 6 months, maybe 9 months if you're not a good student. Perez and I met. him at spring practice in 2018. He acted like we were bothering him. Yeah, good riddance, Chip. Kick rocks. Good luck at Ohio State. Something like that. My 2 cents. All right, the Hall of Fame induction group. Not sure how you feel about it. I think they're letting a lot of guys in kind of early. We got Steve McMichael, who deserves it. Devin Hester, Julius Peppers, Andre Johnson, Dwight Freeney, Patrick Willis, and Randy Gradishar. No coaches this time. Anybody on that list you think they should have made to wait a little bit longer? You figure Steve McMichael, 85 Bears. Devin Hester, kick returner, probably the best ever to do it. Julius Peppers, one of the best DNs ever. Two-sport guy. Andre Johnson, that one kind of makes me scratch my head a little bit. They didn't win anything in Houston. He was a monster, but is Andre Johnson a Hall of Famer before some of the guys who did not get in? Dwight Freeney, does Dwight Freeney get in before a lot of guys who won championships? I want to say my brother Willie McGinnis would have got in before Dwight Freeney had he not gotten into the trouble he got into. I think there's still hope. If everything can go away, there's a chance. I'm pulling for my Long Beach Poly Jackrabbit buddy. Easy Avenue neighbor. Growing up, I was his barber. I'm hoping everything works out for him. That's my guy. Patrick Willis, did he play long enough? I know he was a monster, but did he play long enough? I don't know. It just seems like they're kind of throwing guys in the Hall of Fame just because there's something to do. We'll see. My new look Sixers. All right, we got Buddy Hield, Kyle Lowry. We also got the funny looking dude Cam, the funny looking jump shot. But we lose Pat Beverly and Morris Sr. and Korkmaz. I want to say, though, with Buddy Hield, we have that lethal three-point shooter who can get his own shot. He's not a spot-up shooter. He can dribble the ball and get his own shot. So I think we might be looking, if Embiid can come back, we have a chance to do something. We will have to wait and see. But just with the toughness of Kyle Lowry, even though he's a little bit chunkier than he used to be, a little bit heavier down below, I like Buddy Hield as our third option, and Kyle Lowry to be our new dog to replace Pat Bev. Dr. Hield in the house. Buddy Hield can play, and that's what I'm hoping in the postseason. He doesn't go away like James Harden. He doesn't go away like Joel Embiid. Rubio said, I know what you are doing. Stop stalling and get to the My All-American. All right. I got to get through my list, man. Kobe statue. I think it's dope. I think it's nice. I think it's him walking away as a champion. It's walking away from the game. It's him walking away after 60 points, right? Is that the pose? That's epic Kobe. I mean, his wife said it best. If you don't like it, that's tough stuff. That's epic Kobe right there. Rodney Saw said, Philly upgraded. Yeah, I mean, we like Pat Bev, but Pat Bev ain't going to win no championship. Now, he might win a championship in Milwaukee. If he can get them guys going, despite Doc Rivers' inability to make adjustments, I think Pat Bev will make adjustments. Elaine said she saw Buddy at the Honda Center during the NCAA run. He was nice. I thought he was really good in college. That's his after 81 points. Oh, the 8-1. Yeah. Thank you, Rod. Thank you, AC2. I knew it was something. I knew the 8-1, number 8 and the 1. Okay. Makes sense. Caitlin. Now, are you guys buying? I know Cheryl Swoop spoke too soon. Caitlin Clark's about to break the all-time leading scorer record in college basketball. I think it goes by number of games. And if she's going to play the same number of games as Klum and all the others, despite the asterisks of the three-point line, the all-time leading scorer did not have a three-point line and still had the record. and then Klum passed her, and now Caitlin Clark is going to pass them with how many points he scored with the 3-point line. It is a little bit like LeBron passing Kareem. You figure 3-point line, is it by field goals or is it strictly points? She's going to break the record, and people are going to be mad about it. Elaine played college basketball, women's college basketball. I'm not sure how she feels about it, but, you know, if it's fair, it's 4 years and 4 years. It is what it is. Haney Garcia. All right, so got a big fight coming up. Haney versus Garcia. I believe Haney will outbox Garcia. Garcia will try to knock Haney out, but he won't be able to find him. Haney looked very good against Poirot last week. Not last week, but last time he fought. He looked very sharp because he learned from the Lomachenko fight. I don't think we'll ever see Haney slipping again. He's going to be sharp the rest of his career. He's going to be a tough out. I don't know if Garcia has the boxing skills to match Haney. He had the knockout power to catch him if Haney gets sloppy. I don't think he will. I think Haney wants all the business. His dad is talking a good game. So I think it'll be Haney in a decision. He's not going to knock out Ryan Garcia. I don't think he has the power that Tank Davis has. Or should I say, what's his name? He changed his name to Wahad. Tank Wahad. Yeah. Elaine said Cheryl did not have all her facts before she spoke. Right. I understood where she was coming from because I had the same argument with Kareem versus LeBron. It's different. It's a different game. So you need to say the game is different now. Kaylin isn't on Cheryl's level. And Cheryl was only saying she won't be the same in the pros because she won't get as many shot attempts as she does in college, which is true. I know, and it just sounded like she was hating because of her facts being wrong. That she was 25 years old and saying she had 6 years. She got 4 years and she's 22. So that's normal. That's how it is. My sports flicks, as Rubio wants me to get to. All right, man. There are some movies that are super predictable and you say, oh, that was cute. This one right here, Chris Rubio of the Rubio Method suggested I watch this and review it. 2015, Mile American came out, and it was devastatingly sad. True story too. That's why it really hurt. It was a true story about a player named Freddie Steinmark, and I was crying. It was to keep me from crying today. Not to spoil it, but the story is of a kid, undersized kid, who gets an opportunity to play at the University of Texas. Balls out, earns a spot, starts feeling some pain in his leg. Not injured, but starts feeling some pain in his leg. Lo and behold, he has bone cancer. And you probably know what happens then. But he perseveres. This kid was not bowing down to anything. He kept going. He kept going. He led his team to a national championship. And they finally got it checked out. The doctor said, we got to take your leg. And he said, okay. Way better than I could. And then, you know, he had a good girlfriend who said we still can do everything on our dream list. Look out the window. Told him to look out the window. Look, it's still there for us. Doctor said he couldn't get out the hospital to see his team play at Notre Dame in the championship game. His buddy walks with him at the hospital to get him trained on his crutches with one leg. It was just heartwarming. And of course, he breaks out the hospital, goes to the locker room. Everybody's quiet. Goes to the locker where his locker is, number 28 hanging in the locker. That was fine. But when he looked down and saw 2 cleats, oh, man, waterworks. Rubio said, get the ShamWow. I need a full-on towel. I needed a full-on beach towel. Because when he saw 2 cleats and he only had 1 foot and he took off his shoe and put that 1 cleat on, I lost it, man. I was good. I was done. I don't know what else happened the rest of the movie. The slow clap started. He wore his cleat outside. He came out. The team let him come out by himself. The crowd does a slow clap. Oh, man. The rest of my day, I had sticky eyes the rest of the day because my eyes were so watery. It was that kind of movie, man. Which gives me my mental reps for the day. This kid didn't complain one bit. He saw the positive in everything, even when it didn't seem fair. He pushed, he pushed, he pushed. They said he was too small, he played harder. They said he was too slow, he got faster. He said he couldn't play D1, he just kept grinding, and his teammate who had all the tools, height, weight, size, speed, they came to recruit him. They saw the little guy on tape. So they took them both. Little guy got to camp, balled out. Big guy was a disappointment. They changed his position. They elevate the little guy and becomes a starter, becomes all league, leads the team, leads the league in interceptions, gets this bad news, and still said, okay, whatever we got to do, Doc. And he asked the doc, how long do I have to live? He said they usually don't last a year. He lasts a year and a half. And they believe they still have his picture up in the hallway at the University of Texas. Very inspirational story. You will be crying, I promise you. The MD and Chef Team Show. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out. Elaine said, I agree, Cheryl, that she won't have an immediate impact. It's going to be different in the league. Ruben said, the two cleats moment got me. All right, y'all. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. This is AC Sports Live. This is the NGBN TV network, where we focus on helping men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s not get to the point where it's no return. There's always a return. There's always more to go get. And until next time, we love you. Peace and blessings. I'm out.